Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim. We have Ty. What's up, everyone? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing well. No
Hi, friends.
It's Thursday. Hi, Ty.
It's Thursday.
The Pirates didn't lose today. That's a win right there.
That is correct.
That's a win in my book.
It's bad that it's at this point, but yeah, that's how it feels. Haven't been beat down by the Pirates today. Yeah, it's a bright light.
Like I have this weird pimple. Yeah, it's like the entire nose. It's just all red. I think I was telling Jim about it on Monday, and it got worse.
You do know we're going to clip that and zoom in really close to that. Cody,
yeah,
you guys are just losers. So
there's like a white. It's like a white mark on your nose. You look like Rudolph,
right?
But
it's actually not white. It's just the reflection. It's all red and shiny, apparently, and reflecting this.
So it
looks awful,
like Rudolph.
Yeah. So you're a teenager going through puberty right now,
basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
We really need to zoom in on that and put a face on it to talk.
I'm going to guide this slay of a show through this shit show tonight of a storm. I'm going to lead the way, fellas.
You know what? If the Pirates aren't getting us views, pimple popping does get good views on the internet.
You know what?
I don't know who watches that stuff.
I don't either.
Man of the people. I'll say this. Now, I mean, legit question. It's not that I seek it. I'm sure you guys don't seek it. But if it's there, you can't look away, right?
Oh, I don't. You know what? I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm completely over the whole. I don't know why my time. The whole scrolling TikTok phase of my life.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't go on. I feel like I did that for a while, but not anymore. I couldn't tell you the last time I just mindlessly scrolled TikTok.
Yeah, you know what? I really don't watch it that much anymore. A lot of it's just not having time to do it, and the other part, it's a little bit exhausting. So yeah, I'm kind of with you, Jim.
Yeah, just there's no reason.
Either way, I can't scroll away if it's there. I'll be honest. Now, I won't watch the whole thing, but it's like I kind of got to see this one. What are they going to do? And you know what happens? They pop the pimple. But I got to find out how, and then I'll move on. But
yeah, I don't want to watch.
Either way,
I don't either.
Enough of that.
Speaking of,
let's talk about some more.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, we're good.
So we got a big show for you guys today. Huge show. But no, in reality, Colin's going to join us from the Post-Gazette. He had an article out today talking about Indianapolis.
Colin's joined us a lot lately.
He has. Well, he's a hardworking man, unlike Noah.
Yeah.
When you talk about the Post-Gazette people.
He's even joining us tonight while he's visiting family. He's not even working right now. I think he's off.
Yeah, he doesn't just sit from his couch. Not do anything like Noah.
Yeah.
It's not me tonight, Noah. It's not me.
But no,
this is like back-to-back weeks. Noah's just taking shots.
But I'm excited I'm excited to talk about Colin's article from today. He got to go to Indianapolis to meet some of the new arrivals in the organization. So we'll talk to him about, his conversations. Got to see Bubba pitch, got to see Flores, wrote an article where he kind of dove deep into Rafael Flores. So, that's the title of the show here. No, Rafael Flores isn't going to be on here. We're going to talk about what Rafael Flores said a lot tonight. Sorry there, Penn. But yeah, looking forward to the show. I mean, I wish we had more stuff. Like the guy who said he was going to eat a parrot, he backed out. There's no parrot to be eaten here. That surely would have gotten some clickbait, right? But a lot of a lot of news and notes if we want to just kind of run through some things before bringing Colin on.
Sure.
It was just announced about 20 minutes ago. Evan Sisk is being recalled from AAA. Cam Sanders being optioned. So I think this bullpen did desperately need another left-handed pitcher. So Evan Sisk will be called up. Not the greatest numbers in AAA. Strikes out a ton of people, but also walks a ton of people. So we'll get him for this weekend. Endy Rodríguez underwent surgery, and a lot of words in this surgery. I don't even. Do you have the exact name of the surgery pulled up, Donardo?
Well, it says UCL. It's the
Undergoes
ulnar nerve transposition surgery.
There you go. So it's not.
There it is.
That's not.
It's not the ligament.
Yeah,
it's the
I guess
nerve.
it's not the UCL.
Yeah,
it's the nerve.
So the ulnar nerve is. I mean, I'm not very medically inclined, but I'm pretty sure the ulnar nerve is your funny bone, isn't it?
Sounds
Isn't
right.
that
That's
your
a bone?
That might be right. No, I don't
the
think funny
ulnar
bone's a
nerve
bone.
is your funny bone. Yeah. So Endy Rodríguez with funny bone surgery.
That's why it's a serious matter.
I mean, it's not so funny right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Doesn't have one.
yeah.
I just Googled it. I was actually right. That's my medical knowledge coming in play. The ulnar nerve is your funny bone. Yeah.
Huh. That would suck to hurt.
Endy's having
that would suck.
Surgery on his funny bone.
Yeah, so Endy Rodríguez, another lost season there. What else? Oh, Baseball America released their updated farm system rankings. They have the Pirates at number 2.
That was kind of interesting. I will say that.
They got the Pirates at number 2.
We talked a little bit about it.
Creeping into the top 100. Yeah.
The Florentino one's the interesting one, I think. It's just nice to see him climbing.
And I think actually
go ahead.
I could be wrong. I think he homered tonight. I could be wrong.
He did. But, he homered tonight.
But I was gonna say, yeah, like Tyler and I think we talked about it on a post. Actually, I think it was the NS9 Live that you and I were just on the other week. How I think the system is very top heavy as far as like Connor and Bubba. I mean, you got 2 top prospects. Then it kind of just evens out as like depth pieces. It almost seems like until you get to lower minors like Florentino. You know, there's a real intrigue on some of these lower guys, and yeah, like Florentino, it cracks the top 100. That's kind of cool. And again, it kind of shows Connor Griffin's getting all the attention, but there's also Florentino right there who's doing some tremendous work.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Like, if you compare the two and just their numbers in Bradenton, like Florentino has been every bit as good as Connor Griffin was at that level. So, yeah. So I guess those are kind of like our news and notes there. Farm rankings number 2. I do find that interesting. They kind of mention that the system strength is obviously power pitching with Bubba Chandler and Seth Hernandez. I don't know if there are 2 pitching prospects who are ranked as high as those guys when it comes to like a 1-2 combo. So they're kind of propelling the system up there. Bubba Chandler, number 15 prospect. Seth Hernandez, number 27. Yeah, Connor Griffin, number 1 prospect in baseball too. That'll help a whole lot. And then Edward Florentino squeaking into the top 100. That does say though the one weakness, and it's the same weakness that we already know, is their homegrown hitting. I said, and it says here, as encouraging as Griffin and Florentino's developments have been, the system still has a lot of position prospects who seem destined to struggle to be everyday players. So kind of the same issue at the major league level is the issue at the minor league level. I think this team, the major league team, has a lot of players who are probably good role players or good depth pieces or bench pieces. Like the Pirates, I think Doug says it all the time. They've got like 12 26th men on their team. And that's kind of like what the prospect, if you look kind of in the minors, you see a lot of that too, where outside of those 2 guys, it's tough to find like who's really going to make an impact here. But all in all, number 2 system in baseball is what it comes down to.
Guys, I'm going to be negative. I don't know how the hell they're number 2. I don't see it here. And I know, like, they're minor leaguers, but, like, I know Griffin's, we think he's a stud. You got Bubba, but I just don't see it outside there. Like, I like Hernandez too, but it's so early.
But I mean, that counts.
It does.
That goes to what we're saying. It's very top heavy like, with the guys that are here, and then it's a long ways to go. But those count. Like, I mean,
it does.
Florentino counts. Hernandez counts.
Yeah, it's just so far away.
Mm-hmm. I do want to add and touch what Jim said. So you are correct. There's no 1-2 punch better than that. The Pirates, there actually is only 6 pitchers in the top 27. Pirates have 2 of them in Bubba and Seth Hernandez. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they've got 3 of their top 30 prospects. So, I mean, looking at the other teams here, the Brewers, who are the number 1 team, they have 3. The Tigers, who are the number 3 team, they have 3. So Brewers, Pirates, Tigers making up about 30% of the top 30 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which the Brewers, one of the teams that we're chasing, it's like, oh, you know, that team that just beat the shit out of us. Oh, they've got just some studs waiting in the wings. So yeah, it's just, I mean, we talked at length about that, but it's going to be tough to catch them. That's for sure.
And I do just want to add here also with that, Mizrowski is the Brewers' top pitching prospect. He is a major leaguer now, technically. Still a prospect, technically, but there's also one in the majors for the Brewers. So Pirates have, what are they clinging on to? When he graduates, the Pirates could be the number 1 farm system. Yay us, right?
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if that would squeak him in there because the Brewers do have 6 guys in the top 100.
And also, Bubba's going to graduate like eventually here soon.
I mean, Bubba can't graduate until next year.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless
I guess. He will maintain the rookie eligibility. You are right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Bubba will be a prospect.
Unless they call him up literally like right now.
No, he still would.
He would have to be called up today.
Literally right
August 14th. Yeah.
Oh.
If they wait until tomorrow.
Oh, gotcha. It is.
Yeah.
My mind's
literally this
15th.
second.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's an impressive top of the draft, which you're going to get when you, I mean, they took the top 2 high school talents the last 2 years. I mean, you got to give them at least a little bit of credit for that and kind of where they were drafting. Drafting what, 9th overall and 5th overall, 6th overall, 9th and 6th overall, and they got, I mean, they ended up with the number 1 and number 27 prospects in baseball out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's still a ways to go for both of them, but last 2 years they've done a good job.
I think last 3, like throw Bubba in there,
and then you throw Skeens in there too. Yeah,
Skeens and Bubba.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Well, Bubba would be the year before that, but right, is my math right there? I might miss a year, whatever.
Bubba was the Henry Davis year, 2021.
Right. So years are just a mess right now.
Can I ask a non-Pirates question right now? Because that's also why my head was like, in my mind thinking 15th. Also, why did the Cubs call up Casey today?
Honestly, I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense because if they would have just waited one more day, Ethan was writing about was talking about this on Twitter, and he is assuming that at some point they'll send him back down. So I want to say,
I mean, you have to.
I mean, you basically have to. Like, you can't miss that.
They missed it by one day.
Yeah.
And again, like when they announced the calling up, I was also thinking like, oh, they're gonna do it for the Pirates game. Like they're calling it today, but they're gonna call him up for the Pirates game. And no, he played today. And like all this, again, my mind thinking 15th. It's like, I don't know what they're doing. They're gonna have to calm down. That doesn't make any sense. So, all right. There's our MLB talk for the day.
Cody says that a lot of it, he is Canadian, so I think they're maybe wanting him to debut in Toronto.
Oh,
kind of
that's
throwing him a bone.
You know
maybe.
what?
That makes sense.
With the understanding of we're going to send you back down eventually, maintain your rookie status. That way and again, at this point of the year, I'm all for this mode because it's like, we'll allow you the opportunity to earn an extra $1 million next year by keeping you down a few more days. I know. I like that. Good on the Cubs.
Yeah.
Good on the Cubs for doing that.
He's from Burlington, Ontario, which looks to be about an hour outside Toronto. So, yeah, I think they were just kind of throwing him a bone.
I hope they have to
I like
send
that
him down
idea
at
a lot,
some point,
actually.
like,
I mean, they
during
will.
but during like a huge game and they don't have a choice.
Tomorrow.
They don't. Well, they don't. They
also
also
send
don't
back down
him.
Tomorrow for the Pirates game.
Like they don't need him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but still, like, just make me happy somehow. Layer centric, right, Denardo?
Casey. See what else happened today. Oh, Arizona Fall League announced some stuff today. Their schedule is out. Yep. So if you're a prospect lover, Arizona Fall League schedule is out. The Pittsburgh Pirates will be on the Salt River Rafters this year. So, they always switch teams every year. This year, Pittsburgh Pirates prospects will be the Salt River Rafters. And I would imagine now that the schedule's out and the teams are kind of decided, we'll start hearing some names of prospects who are kind of in line to go to that. I would hope Connor Griffin goes to the Arizona Fall League. I feel like this could be like his only shot, especially if he just bolts through the system next year and he debuts. This could be the one time you could see Connor Griffin in the Arizona Fall League. So I really want him to go to the Arizona Fall League. And I'd like to see Termar go back too. I know Termar's been there before, but I feel like, as far as hitters go, I'd love to see those two guys head to the Fall League.
Yeah, absolutely. And also just add on there the Angels, the Diamondbacks, the Red Sox, and the Rockies will all be part of the Salt River Rafters. So all the prospects along with the Pirates get to watch. See.
I'm just saying, the 2014 champion Salt River Rafters, managed by, who do you guess?
Oh, I don't know.
Our old friend Andy Haynes.
Boom.
With the hitting coach being Jacob Cruz.
You said 2017?
2014.
The 2014 Salt River Rafters managed by Andy Haynes.
Champion.
And then 2017 was actually J.R. House. So look at the Pirates connections here.
That's impressive.
Well, it's not really that impressive because if you understand anything of the Pirates, they love winning in the minor leagues. That's what's important. That's what we should focus on, is winning in the minor leagues. So it makes sense.
You know what I found out today before we bring Colin on? Josh Bonifay is the farm director for the Texas Rangers. Speaking of guys who won in the minors. Ooh. Pretty sure Josh Bonifay won a Lynchburg. I think he won a Carolina League championship at one point. Maybe even an Eastern League championship.
That's what matters, fellas. If you don't believe me, we can talk to the expert himself who can clearly tell us that winning in the minor leagues is what matters. That's the key to development.
So speaking of, what's up, Colin? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys.
No, I said thanks for hopping on. You didn't have to do this. I didn't know you were you mentioned you're are you on vacation right now? Basically, are you off?
Kind of. I'm trying to figure out how to prop up my phone. I've got like a random landline telephone that I've got it propped up on. So this is
wow.
And I lost you guys.
Telephones.
Incredible.
There you go. You should have just joined us via the landline. Yeah.
That would have been good.
AOL disconnecting their
shirt or anything.
I saw AOL is disconnecting their internet service. I think this week or something like that. Yeah, the old.
When is like Instant Messenger still a thing? Colin, you're too young for AOL Instant Messenger, aren't you?
I am too young for AOL. Yeah, I am.
Do you know what was everyone's screen name? AOL Instant Messenger screen name.
Swing dog tie.
Mine was
Nards 42.
Mine was Go Bucks 30, and the 30 was for Warren Morris. There you go.
Anyway.
Which Colin, you wrote about Warren Morris, and he was one of your players.
Yeah, I'm sure
away.
he was out of the 119 free.
He's a banker in Louisiana somewhere. I need to find out where he's a banker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colin,
yes.
What was in your sub profile?
In my sub, I don't even know how to answer that question, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Well, let's hop into this. So, Colin, you were in Indianapolis last week. First look at some new players that joined the organization. You got to see Bubba Chandler pitch, so we'll kind of dive into that as well. But I guess just kind of before we get into, I think I quote tweeted you, and a lot of people got mad on Twitter today about one of the things that was in your article. So we'll get to that at the end. But before we get to that, I want to talk about Bubba Chandler first. You got to see him before you went out there. Noah had written an article about how, he feels like he's ready. And, there seemed to be some signs that maybe he's not, but you got to see him in person. What were your impressions on seeing him in AAA? And, were you able to talk to him and kind of get what his mental state's like right now?
Yeah, so I'll start with the second part. I was not able to talk to Bubba Chandler. Obviously asked to. He wasn't made available at any point in the weekend, which one day was a start day, the other day wasn't. So make with that of your will, of what you will. Of what I saw when he actually pitched on Sunday, I saw kind of what Bubba Chandler has been over the last couple of months. I saw he completed, I believe it was 4 innings, threw a lot of pitches. You saw the fastball velo was there. You saw he had a couple of very good-looking strikeouts, but there was also a lot of hard contact. There was a lot of 2-strike hits and balls left out over the middle of the plate that got hit hard, and it was something that I wasn't necessarily expecting to see. I will say his line from Sunday, he allowed 3 earned runs. Should have only been 1. He had a very soft 2-out, 2-run single that dropped in front of G1 Bay. I simply don't know how it wasn't caught and hung up there for forever, so it should have been 1 run. But at the same time, he threw a lot of pitches. He walked a couple guys. He gave up a lot of 2-strike hits and definitely didn't look like a finished product. I'll say that.
Gotcha. Would you think are we going to see Bubba Chandler this year? What's just your guess? What's your gut telling you?
I still think so. I think it'll be once he's still rookie eligible for next year. I think you can look at it 2 ways. You can kind of look at it one way in that seeing the hard hit balls, seeing the struggles he's had recently, and saying, oh, that's reason to keep him down. I kind of see it the other way. I kind of see that he's pitched really well in AAA and he's had struggles in AAA, and the Pirates have kind of shown that when he was pitching really, really well, it didn't necessarily lead to a call-up. So at the same time, him pitching not as well, it shouldn't disqualify him from a call-up, in my opinion. I think I'd like to see him in the major league level. And even if he does suck, I think that it's something that'll be better for him and better for the Pirates going forward. Like, even if he doesn't have the success, I'd like to see him adapt to major league hitting or adapt to major league competition.
I think the other thing is I'd like to see him around Paul Skeens a little bit and just kind of learn from that major league staff and learn from that group.
You bring up a good point, though,
because
there have been some players. You bring up a good point that there have been some players that have gotten the call where, Bubba Chandler doesn't look like as good as we've ever seen him, but Thomas Harrington is getting called up. Mike Burrows is getting called up. And these are all guys who Bubba Chandler has outperformed. And Mike Burrows is reaching and Mike Burrow's probably, he only had 7 starts in Indy and they were all pretty good, but he's seeing all these other guys get called up ahead of him. And yeah, I mean, right now he's kind of just like next in line, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd be like, I don't know where I consider him versus Oviedo, and like who gets the call where, or whether one is one and one should be two or anything like that. I'm at the point where I'm looking forward to seeing what Bubba can do on the major league level.
Yep.
Moving on to Flores, your first look at him, the main piece in the David Bednar trade. Sounds like you got to sit down and talk with him quite a bit. What were your impressions just watching him for the first time? What type of player is he? What type of catcher is he? What can we expect out of Rafael Flores? Right now, and is he somebody who you think is capable of making an impact on the 2026 Pirates?
Yeah. The weekend I was there, he didn't do anything that was incredibly impressive. He didn't do anything that was bad. He just kind of, he didn't necessarily stand up, and that's fine. It's a 2-game sample size. Like, if you watch one game of the Pittsburgh Pirates, maybe you think Leo Verpagero is the best player on the team. If you watch the one game in Colorado, so I don't necessarily take any stock in the fact that I didn't see too much of him in that weekend. Looking at his overall performance in Indianapolis and what he's been able to do so far, I think that he's kind of made the initial adjustment to AAA pitching. He's still only, I believe, 21 or 22 games into his AAA career. He's had some success. He's shown a bit of a learning curve. Like, I don't think he's necessarily someone who should immediately be called up to the major league level because he's still getting looks in AAA, but at the same time, he's been solid in his first impression. So he's not someone that I'm necessarily saying should be a September call up or even needs to be on the opening day major league roster. But I also haven't seen anything I'm disappointed in by him over his first little bit of time in Indianapolis.
Shifting to the part of the article that got people in a tivy, I guess, is this today. There's a part of your article where you were talking to him about like the pressure of coming over in a trade, and he talks about some of the ways to adapt and kind of be a part of a new organization. And you wrote, he'll also have to adapt to a new organization. He's already noticed some differences. Flores said the Yankees' minor league focus is pure player development, while the Pirates value team success more. Flores also said the Yankees give every catcher every available piece of information, while the Pirates tailor each report with what information a catcher wants. So there's 2 parts to this paragraph that I want to dive into. The first part is, I think some people were misconstruing the first part, because at no point did you actually say that the Pirates value winning in the minors more than they value player development, but you did say that they value team success more than the Yankees do. So I guess, do you want to clarify like exactly what you meant by that sentence?
Yeah, you got it exactly right. The Pirates value team winning more than the Yankees do. It's not more than individual development. It's simply they do care whether their minor league teams win or lose. That's something I probably could have been a little bit careful in how I worded it, and that's something I'll be careful on next time. But this was something that was brought up in conversations with both Rafael Flores and Cam Devanney, and it was something I asked the manager about later. Both of them, because they're new to the organization, I wanted to know what their first impressions were and how they've enjoyed their first couple of days in the Pirates organization and what differences they've noted. And both of them individually brought up that they were really excited to be in the Pirates organization because they put a lot of stock into winning, and the Indianapolis team puts a lot of stock into winning. Rafael Flores said something where he kind of mentioned that throughout his minor league journey, the focus has just been on making sure each individual player gets better and purely worried about, are you hitting this step, are you hitting that step, anything like that. Whereas the Pirates, well, they do want to develop players, and that's a huge focus. That's still the number one goal. At the same time, they're also doing their best to win games at AAA Indianapolis. They're trying to win an international league title and win and just in general win. Cam Devanney said the same thing about how he was excited to be part of an organization where from the top down, meaning Indianapolis, from the manager downwards, the goal is on winning every single day. Obviously, player development is a huge part of that, but they're also doing their best to win. I think I read more into that as the Pirates have a little bit of a different philosophy than the Yankees and the Royals. I also say that Rafael Flores came from a AA team in, I think it's AA Somerset, that was just okay in the Yankee system, where Devanney was playing for AAA Omaha, which is 20 games below 500, whereas the Indians, I believe, are 15 or 20 games above 500. So that could be some of it. But at the same time, it is interesting that the Pirates AAA affiliate really is putting a lot of stock into winning and into their team success, instead of purely saying our only goal is to get Bubba this many innings or Barco this many innings or Flores this many at bats or anything like that. They're trying to do those things, but they're also trying to win. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I need to call a timeout real quick here, because when you said taking people out of context, Jim was the one that blew this entire thing up. He's the one that shared it to everyone and made sure everyone took it out of context.
There was nothing that I posted that said you should read this out of context.
I mean, you led the camel to water.
I said my exact words were, "I'm sorry, what?" That's all I said.
Yeah, it just blew up.
The 190,000 people who have viewed it since, they're the ones.
Jim, we should be sitting here talking about how great of a story it is for Rafael Flores, because it was a great story Colin put together here. He undrafted guy, signed for $75,000, played for 2 JUCOs, climbs his way up in AAA, the headliner of the David Bednar trade, and Jim takes the last little line that says, "We just care about team winning in the minor leagues," and blows it up. So we're blaming Jim for that.
You know what though? Colin, I probably got you some clicks.
For sure.
I haven't looked at the analytics, but yeah, I bet you a lot of people read that story. I bet you a lot of people said that.
All right. Well, but thanks for clarifying that. I mean, I think now I will say this, like, I feel like there are times where you can see that this philosophy has impacted things. Like, there are guys who have been in Greensboro probably a little bit longer than they should have, and you see something like this and you do say, okay, well, how much of this is they want to win a South Atlantic League title, and how much of this is, let's kind of push these guys to the next step. But yeah, I knew it would get people riled up. I knew it would get people riled up.
We need to put your face on DiNardo's pimple right now.
But there's a second part to this sentence that I think is even more impactful. And that is, Flores said that the Yankees give every catcher every available piece of information, while the Pirates tailor each report with what information a catcher wants. This, I feel like, is actually the more important part of this statement, because if there's one team so far that hasn't developed catchers, it's the Pirates. And if there's one team that has been very successful at developing catchers, it's the Yankees. So, like, seeing that there's a stark contrast between the way that those two teams are giving information and in essence developing minor league catchers, I do think that is an impactful thing I want to dive in on. So I guess could you expand upon that a little bit? When you say that the Yankees give them everything, is it just like what exactly does that mean?
Yeah. and that was something that I found very interesting. I take a little bit more stock in that than the first part of that. But it I think that's just I don't know exactly what metrics he was referencing. I don't know whether that's locations, pitch mix, analytics, framing, all sorts of just a lot of baseball things above my pay grade. But I think what the Pirates are trying to do is there are some catchers that can get lost in having too much information. I think that goes for pitchers, that goes for catchers, that goes for hitters, that goes for pretty much anything where the Pirates recognize that there are some guys who can get overloaded with too much information. And because of that, they want to tailor it to whatever a catcher's asking for, whereas the Yankees are just kind of giving each catcher everything and saying, make of this what you will. What Flores was careful to mention is that there wasn't a single thing the Yankees have that the Pirates don't have. Like,
I think we're losing you, Colin.
Colin, your audio is a little rough.
I think the audio is going out here.
I think you're getting the last bit of the AOL dial-up juice right now.
Dial-up phone, yeah.
He's using all that landline. But wow, Colin figures that out. I don't know if that's fair, Jim. I think the Pirates do or have done well with developing catchers, at least defensively. Offensively, no. Henry Davis has become
Henry Davis
good
Henry Davis went from a terrible defensive catcher to a below average defensive catcher. But like they haven't developed anybody like Austin Wells. Austin Wells is one of the best catchers in baseball right now, defensively.
I think Endy would have possibly been there. Stallings.
Endy.
That's where we're going to interject.
I'll give you Stallings.
I feel as if I disagree. When did Stallings become that defensive master in the majors? Like, I feel they develop catchers in the majors.
Oh, that's fair.
More than in the minors. Because, again, like Henry Davis wasn't a good catcher up until recently as well. And that's why I was going to point back to the Stallings. Like, I feel like actually they do well in the majors developing them. Not so much in the minors.
And I know. I think they're better developing catchers defensively than we've maybe given him. And even Joey Bart, like, I know he's not good right now at all. But what they got out of him last year, I don't think we could have ever imagined getting. Like, I think there's enough pieces here, and they're not dealing with the cream of the crop. I mean, I guess they do have a 1-1 overall guy, but I don't know if any of us thought he would be a catcher.
Right.
I did.
Other than Jim.
I've always believed.
No, yeah, you also thought he would hit.
I mean, Henry Davis was developed as a catcher at the major league level.
And you guys needed to keep believing.
You know, but like throughout the minors, it was like he can't catch. And I'll give like Stallings. Stallings turned into a Gold Glove catcher. But like Elias Diaz wasn't very good. Endy Rodríguez.
Yeah, but that happens in a while.
Elias Diaz.
Endy Rodríguez has not been a good defensive catcher in his time that we've seen him.
And again, he hasn't been in the major leagues that long, so he hasn't been able to develop by the major league coach.
And his elbow's dead.
I don't know.
Funny bone.
So,
well, no, this is funny bone.
Funny bone.
His funny bone exploded.
But I appreciate Colin coming on there. I think his internet crapped out. It's he was on that landline internet there. But if you haven't read his article yet, it's on the Post-Gazette. He posted that today. And we'll have a link of it in the description if it's not already there. But we'll make sure that it's in there so you can check it out. But lots of good stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm partially to blame for stirring the pot a little bit.
Partially?
Partially. Colin wrote it, guys.
Yeah, I love how Jim was just like, yeah, some people took you out of context there.
Hold on.
Hand up, Jim. Who was it?
I never said anything. I didn't actually say anything. I just said, I actually asked a question.
You walked around and handed the angry mob all their pitchforks.
Maybe.
Again, for everyone watching that you've been tricked, Jim's a very bad person. A very, very bad person. He's been tricking you for 4-5 years. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. Yes, absolutely. Jim is a very bad person. Many even say evil.
All right, I think we got Colin back. Are you back, Colin?
He's still on AOL. The data is transmitting.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Right.
Crystal clear.
I can hear you, yeah.
Crystal clear.
I am having a disaster of a North Shore 9 appearance, guys.
It's all
You're
good.
good.
We appreciate
You're
the half frame per second.
I think you were in the middle of talking to us about just like what kind of information they're giving the catchers.
Yeah. My general overall point was just that the Pirates recognize some catchers can get bogged down in having too much information and get caught up in too many statistics, there's just too much information, and some catchers can use a bit more of a simplified approach, and that helps. Flores he prefers having all the information because that's what the Yankees have done, and he said that that when he's asked for the exact same setup, the Pirates have been able to give him everything that the Yankees were able to give him. So there isn't a difference. It's just maybe a little difference in what's presented and what's just given in like a basic info package.
So it sounds like the Pirates just try to keep it simple. Take what you want. Yankees will just give you everything. Consume it all. That's
consume what you want.
Consume what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you have
exactly. That's the exact.
Colin, are you hearing that he's gonna, or at least from people in the organization, that he can stick at catcher, or are we starting to already think about first base?
I mean, they think about first base. What he told me is that he's planning on like primarily catcher. That's what they're working on. But I saw him play at first base on Sunday. He didn't stand out, which means that he didn't make any errors. He had a really nice pick. So he was solid at first base. My read is that they want him to be a catcher, and they're primarily developing him as a catcher, but they also want him to take some reps at first base, and just in case to have that as an option.
Yeah, I mean, so far in the Pirates organization, he started at catcher tonight, so that was his 5th start at catcher. He's made 2 starts at first base and 3 starts at designated hitter so far. But he did play. Yeah. He's played a lot of first base in his time throughout the minors. So
yeah, I don't know what the Yankees have, how many catchers the Yankees have at his level, and whether they're trying to split that up, but he definitely has played a solid amount of time at first base. I think that's more just keeping options open than anything else. And also with catchers and the demand it takes on your body, like you don't want someone catching 162 games in the modern Major League Baseball. Like that's just not how it is. You want to manage it as well. So having a first base day here and there doesn't hurt. That's something that a lot of teams do.
What a bunch of sissies.
Before we let you go, said thanks for hopping on. Evan Sisk was called up tonight. He'll be in Chicago this weekend. Did you get a chance to see him? What can we expect out of Evan Sisk?
I did talk to Evan Sisk. I watched him pitch once. I watched him get shelled. So he pitched 3 times in the 6-game series. The first 2 times were good. The 3rd time I was there, he had a very bad outing. So some of that, like I'm sure just pitching 3 times in 4 days and on a back-to-back against the same team in a 6-game series, it's not exactly setting yourself up for success. On the other hand, I think he walked 2 or 3 guys and gave up some hard contact. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, he's allowed 5 runs in 4 1/3 innings with the Pirates. All 5 of those were in the same outing, and that was the one I saw. So
don't go to Chicago this weekend. Yeah.
I will not be in Chicago this weekend. Don't worry. So Evan Sisk should be fine because I'm not in attendance.
There we go.
And that you're not there because me and Jim aren't
the PR
there, right?
staff and me was good. Yes, no. If I can't go to sushi with you guys, I'm not going to Chicago.
Hell yes.
But yeah,
Hell yes.
the Indy PR staff was making fun of me for showing up on a bad weekend, and a weekend that the Indians didn't play particularly good baseball. I think this was the first time all season they lost 5 of 6 in a series, and I just happened to be there for 2 of them. So maybe it's my fault. That's at least what they think. I don't. Who knows?
Could be. All right, Colin.
Before you go, let me ask you one more thing, actually, if you don't mind, because I know there's something we're going to talk about, and I'm thinking right now, I'm going to say we should have asked Colin. He was right here before we discussed this. This kind of ties back into the whole winning. I know it's not prioritized above, right, development, but the whole winning culture. We've been focusing on like these other guys. I want to ask you about Devanney, right? I know a lot of us are asking, like, why is Devanney not here? You talked to Devanney, and in talking about this, we prioritize, we like winning, right? Is this also something where it's like Devanney's going to stay down there to help Indianapolis win when he could be here, or like what's that tire? Do you see potential of Devanney being in the majors at some time shortly as well?
I have no idea how long they'll keep him in AAA Indianapolis and whether that's part of trying to win an International League title. But I'm actually currently writing about Devanney. He's our prospects pipeline this week. He was the number one, like probably my biggest takeaway. Yeah, exactly. So read that on Saturday or Sunday. But that was one of my biggest takeaways from this weekend. Cam Devanney looks like a big leaguer. I saw him go 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs and make a number of really good defensive plays. I can't say I've watched a ton of AAA baseball in person. I can't wait to say I've watched a ton of Indianapolis baseball in person before this, but he stood out. He looked really good. And again, small sample size over 2 games, but he absolutely, in my opinion, looked like someone who can help the Pirates. I believe that he's someone who should get a shot. And at the very least, like you have nothing to lose by calling this guy up. I want to see him get his big opportunity. I want to see him prove that he's not a big leaguer or is a big leaguer. I absolutely believe that Cam Devanney should get a shot.
All right.
I think it's time to let you go.
Your internet's crapping out again, Colin. So we'll let you go. But no, it's good to hear about Devanney. We've been kind of waiting for him. But everybody, here, I'll do your plug for you. Everybody, go read the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Read Colin Beasley's stuff. You can also follow him on Twitter at Colin_Beasley. Yeah. Thanks for joining the show, Colin.
Appreciate you, Colin.
Thank you guys. I'll be better next time.
Thanks, Colin. Hey,
This
regardless,
is
that's a
on
grinder.
vacation.
Grinding out that
Good
appearance.
internet, bad internet doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what it's like to work, Noah. Maybe you should do some hits.
Story.
Oh,
God, my nose is so red.
So a couple of things. I wanted to bring Colin on there because I kind of knew everybody was taking him out of context.
Yeah, Jim.
That's
also why I was listening very attentively when you're like, "Oh, I'll plug for you." I'm like, "Okay, here's Jim's opportunity to take some more stuff out of context, do something."
The Pirates clearly don't value minor league winning more than player development. At least I don't believe that they do. But I will say this: like minor league winning, I do think there's a place for it. Like I think it has maybe a sliver of value. I don't think it has very much value. Like the most important thing that the minor leagues are there for is to make your players better so that they can help your major league team win. Like plain and simple, that's the goal. If you win along the way, like sure, cool, it's an added perk, but there really shouldn't be very much thought put into winning minor league baseball games. And so yeah,
dude, Cam Devanney has like how many games in AAA? 100,
3,000?
240, like 250 AAA games.
More
He's
than that.
28
Almost, yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Let's go. Let's go.
We have to see Jared Triolo get everyday starts at shortstop.
Like, the guy's a AAA veteran at this point. Let's go. He's going to be retired by the time he's done with arbitration.
I definitely want to hear Colin's take on it, but like the thing that worries me hearing this, it makes me think about youth sports. As a high school baseball coach, you would probably like to have kids who know how to play the game coming up to your high school team, right? I would probably much rather have the moms and the dads and everyone that's coaching these little kids, right? Developing them, teaching them how to play baseball, and not caring that they won like the 7th grade the T-ball league, right? That's what worries me here about that. Like, yes, winning. I also appreciate winning. I would rather the minor leagues win than lose, right? But like, prior to like having so much of an emphasis on it just makes me cringe. And I could be just out of context, and it could just be something personal to me, but it's like it makes me feel about youth sports. The parents that are trying to win baseball games and teaching kids and such, and then they're in high school and they don't know how to play the game. And honestly, like, maybe it's also why I'm thinking that way, because these prospects come up to the major leagues and they don't know how to play the game.
Yeah, but that 2010 Altoona curve was really good. Remember him?
And I know, like, he clarified and he said it's not that he prioritizes it more, but it's like I don't know if you really, what could help win games? Talented people, talented players, talented prospects that are developing and working at their craft. So I don't know. And then again, also it's the whole like the Connor Griffin, the Devanney. They're totally different spectrums, but I mean, like, are they there because they can help their respected teams win, opposed to bringing them further along to maybe help on their development?
I think where you
like
see
when
this
I hear
the
this,
most,
that's where I'm coming.
Yeah, I think where you see this the most is Greensboro. Like we've seen it in the past. I think it was Nola in the comments here. Like, Charles McAdoo was lighting up Greensboro last year. Like, it was like, when are we going to get this dude to Altoona? They did it the day after Greensboro won the midseason championship. So it's like they do these things where they keep guys in Greensboro long enough to win a championship, and then they promote them to Altoona, when it's like, I don't know, maybe should you have promoted these guys to Altoona earlier? Like, why was Jack Brannigan in Greensboro hitting how many home runs did Jack Brannigan hit in Greensboro? 40 before they finally moved him to Altoona. Like that, I think that's where I see the biggest difference there is, like, they seem to keep people in Greensboro too long. And I don't know if it's because they're afraid that, like, once they hit, like, because there is a huge environmental difference. There's a big environmental difference. There's also a big skill difference too between high A and double A. Like, we've seen almost everybody, when they make that jump from Greensboro to Altoona, they just don't look like the same player anymore. Very rarely do you see guys who were crushing it in Greensboro move to Altoona, and then it's just like they hit a wall. So it's like, are they keeping guys in Greensboro because they're kind of scared to move them to Altoona because they have a feeling that they're going to fail there? And if that's the case, then, like, what are we doing in the lower levels that aren't preparing these guys where they can't even do well in double A? Like, that seems to be, we talk about how these hitters perform in the majors. The Pirates' problem is, like, they don't have anyone perform past Greensboro. Like, that's my red flag. And Anthony kind of puts us here too. Like, there's a lot of things here where we've seen them do this before, where it's like, why is this guy still here? He should be in Altoona. Like, is Connor Griffin going to finish the year in Greensboro to help them win a championship, a South Atlantic League championship? Or are we going to see him in Altoona for a little bit? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. If they value winning and they want Connor Griffin to win a championship on his way to the majors, it means he's going to stick in Greensboro for a little bit longer when he could get a month of playing time in Double-A before the end of the season. Because I'll tell you this, like, there's no reason why Connor Griffin's not in Altoona right now. Like, from a developmental standpoint, push him. He's the number one prospect in baseball. He's crushing it. Push him.
But also, I wonder, because we've heard Sherrington talk about the importance that he places on Double-A and how close he feels that it is to the major leagues. So I wonder if maybe he just keeps them down a little longer to make sure they're ready for Double-A, like in his own weird developmental brain here. It's not working, obviously, but that's like the only thing I can really think of aside from what we've already said here. Maybe he just wants to make sure they are truly ready for Double-A, because that, to him, is the step before the majors. Which is also just not true, because Bubba Chandler's still in AAA.
Good point. Good point. I do, as far as Devanney goes, though, yeah, like, I don't know what they're waiting for. And this is another reason why, like, why is IKF still on this team?
Right.
Like, why did they keep these guys? Not only are they wasting a valuable resource in their money, like, they're spending money on these guys for no reason when they could spend it next year on guys to help next year's team. But why isn't Cam Devanney in Pittsburgh? I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't.
Unless they're trying to win an International League title and Cam Devanney's the best shortstop in Indianapolis right now.
Yep.
Because when it comes, organization, like, other than Connor.
Like with Devanney, so Cam Devanney has 20 home runs this year in AAA. 20. And he's a shortstop. And he plays good defense. Like, there are only 9 players in the international. There's only 9 players in the International League with 20 or more homers. He's right up there with, I don't know, we just talked about Owen Casey. Owen Casey, the everyone's darling because he has 75 grade power or whatever you want to call it. 22 homers for Owen Casey. In more plate appearances than Cam Devanney has 20 homers. Like, Cam Devanney basically has Owen Casey power right now in AAA. And he's sitting there.
Like, I get that, but also, like, he's also 28 years old.
He's 28, and
but he's never,
like,
there's never really struggled in AAA either. Devanney didn't.
He's done nothing but hit.
Like, it's not like he's,
and he can play shortstop. We're playing Jared Triolo at shortstop 5 days a week right now. What are we doing? What are we doing?
He needs to be here. He doesn't strike out a lot. Like, I mean, again, like, I'm very skeptical on him becoming an impactful player in the major leagues. But you have nothing to lose right now. And again, this isn't like an opportunity. This isn't a moment where, like, as much as we want Connor Griffin in Altoona, you can make an argument, God, it's only been like 50 games. It's only been this long. Like, let the guy develop. Geez, like, you don't have to fast track him. Just let him show there. It's 250 games for the 28-year-old in AAA. Like, there's no argument to say, well, he just needs more time. There is none. So, like, every day that he's not here is one less day that he could be in the major leagues proving something, or at least also developing a little bit more, because now he's finally facing major leaguers. I mean, he's faced every major leaguer because they all have come through the AAA to pitch against him. But now he can face them as they're major leaguers and they developed and become good major leaguers. You know, like, let him play up here. And you can make the argument that Triolo, like, he's getting every day at bats. That's good for him too. But, like, okay, but it doesn't have to be every day. And he's going shortstop third. It's like, why is IKF playing so much? Like, chill. And also, am I wrong here to say, like, IKF, like, we thought he'd be best as a utility guy? Then just make him the utility guy right now. Like, have Triolo and Cam as your your short and third baseman, and just like have IKF be your utility guy. Like, why can't that be a thing?
This is Cam Devanney's, StatCast profile from AAA, and I mean, the contact rate is like your one thing that you're that's your red flag with Devanney. Everything else looks good though. Everything else looks good.
Right. Like again, like with him, like everything that you want to be red is red, but everything that you don't want to be blue is blue. Like that's just what he is. He's good and bad at all the things you want to be good and not bad at. How's it playing out? Like, I don't know. And that's why I'm very pessimistic that he'll be an impactful player. But IKF's not going to be an impactful player next year. We've seen a lot of Triolo. I think there's still more in Triolo. But again, like I think best case scenario is Jared Triolo is what IKF is. Best case. Give this guy, again, not kid, give this man some plate appearances in the major leagues.
And also, my math was off. It's 342 games in AAA.
342 games.
He's almost as old as I am. Because I did math in my head and I missed the 2022 season. Because he's been in AAA since 2022.
Right.
Yeah, just give him a shot. Like at this point, like he's on the 40, man. Like, give him a shot.
Like seriously,
we know what Jared Triolo can give us. We don't need to see Jared Triolo every day. We don't need to see IKF every day.
By the time Devanney is done with arbitration, he's damn near ready to retire. He's going to be 35. Like if somehow this works out and he's a good baseball player, like.
But guys, if you call him up today, he can't win Rookie of the Year next year.
We got to get him on a prospect list first.
He can still
Maybe that's what they're keeping
Rookie
him
of the
out
Year,
for.
though. He can still win Rookie of the Year. It's just the Pirates don't gain a pick. So they're doing him a service by keeping him down. That's what it is. We're so silly. Watch him win Rookie of the Year next year.
Yeah. I don't get it.
You know what? I'll take it. We deserve something. If he wins Rookie of the Year, that means he was great. So
let me ask this. If FanDuel had a line out there, over under Cam Devanney's call update, August 31st, before or after?
1 second. I'm texting Ryan.
What's Ryan? I would say, what's Ryan going to say? Whatever Ryan says,
my pick's TBD. What was the date again?
August 31st. So yeah, let's get Ryan's opinion here. Is Cam Devanney going to be called up before or after August 31st?
You know, he's going to be the expanded roster, isn't he?
Depends how deep Indianapolis goes into the postseason.
Yeah, that Indianapolis has to win a title. And right now, Indianapolis has two of the best hitters in the International League. Their left side of the infield, just
how old are they, Jim?
Unreal. Cam
how old
Devanney
are those two guys,
Nick Solak are probably the best 1-2 punch combo in the International League. You know what?
That's
a shortstop third base combination of Cam Devanney and Nick Solak would be the Pirates' best option at this point, I think.
I mean, it might be.
I'm 100% serious. I'm 100% serious.
Like it's not laughable.
I'm actually with you. Like it's just sad, but I can see that. I
would be more interested in watching it. Just because of Devanney, to be honest with you, just like let's find out. Solak, yeah, he can pound salt.
Guys, Nick Solak's not a free agent until 2030. Got 4 more years of team control.
Oh, brother.
But speaking of Nick Solak,
is that the Pirates playing?
973 OPS right now.
I already forget
Anyways.
who was the first baseman last year? Jake Lamb. Select this year. Is that how the Pirates are zigging now? Are they signing these guys to play in AAA to help the AAA team win championships?
That's a good point. I mean, Nick Solak.
Because Lamb never got a shot.
Nick Solak has helped Indianapolis more than any other player on that team.
He has.
Guys, it is year 6 of this rebuild, and we are talking about Nick Solak in the AAA team's playoff run in August.
Hell yeah, baby. It's the future, Tyler.
As our guy Doug says, today's a great day to fire Ben Sherrington.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. You know what's an interesting little tidbit too? You know, when I was posting that clickbait on Twitter, ex-Pirates farmhand Will Gardner replied to me and said that it's been this way since 2018, that the team valued minor league wins.
Well, I thought it was actually, well, I'm not going to quote and say more, but I thought it was that way even longer than that, though, too. Like, I mean, that was a lot of talk with the Huntington era, too. Like, they valued winning down because they would keep groups of players together so they could win as a group to come up to the majors. I thought that was going on longer than 18, I'll be honest. Like, I thought that was about back in, like, Tyone's day and stuff.
I mean, I know that was like what David Littlefield, or maybe it was even Bonifay, that got like a lot of flack for that, where like he would hold people back to win minor league championships, and you saw a lot of minor league success in like the mid 2000s, but yeah, that was just interesting. 2018 21st round draft pick Will Gardner tweeted that to me just a little bit ago.
Okay.
Just
does anyone care?
What
chat? Do we care?
21st round Will Gardner.
Yeah.
If it ain't Phil, we don't care.
His signing bonus is not even on Fangraphs.
Gardner played under both administrations. He did. He ended up, flaming out in 2021. But he's just going along with what I said.
I can't tell you.
Which actually, I didn't say anything. So never
but
mind. I didn't.
Maybe in a few weeks we will. I'll keep it at that.
Anyways, do we have anything else to talk about?
I want to talk a little bit. I mean, it's an hour 8. We can decide if we really want to or not. But the catcher situation, maybe just touch on it lightly. Joey Bart was taking reps at first. And again, Flores is here in the organization now in AAA. He's knocking on the doorsteps, obviously. Although we can debate if it's going to be at a catcher or not. There's more to desire defensively, we feel like, with him. But like just in general, I mean, Endy's out. Now, Endy should be back by spring training next year. So there is that. But still, who is Endy Rodríguez? Nobody knows, right? Henry Davis is a defensive catcher. Joey Bart is not a defensive catcher. There's just like a plethora of parts to these catching, and none of them are really good. And now Joey Bart's playing first, which that does not like inspire much me as well. Like Henry Davis is not hitting; he's good defensively, so it makes sense like for Joey Bart to go somewhere else. But is he profile as a first baseman? Like even on the platoon side, I guess. What's going on with this catcher situation in Joey Bart?
I'll say this. Spencer Horwitz looks very much like a platoon player, right? Like the Pirates are not playing him against left-handed pitching. So if you can figure out a way to have one of your catchers, whether that's Joey Bart or potentially Rafael Flores, be like the weak side platoon to Spencer Horwitz, then that opens up a lot more possibilities for your roster in general, right? So it's like, hey, if a left-handed pitcher is pitching, Joey Bart, you're playing first base, and then our other catcher is catching, or Rafael Flores, you're playing first base, and our other catcher is catching, whoever that may be. So I like the idea of having a catcher who can do both. You look at the Yankees do that with Ben Rice, where Ben Rice will catch on certain days and he'll play first base on certain days. So kind of depending on who's pitching. So yeah, like if Rafael Flores ends up being the backup catcher / right-handed hitting first base platoon player, I don't know. I feel like that could actually be a pretty good fit for him and carve him out a role where he could have success. So I like the idea of doing that with your catcher, because then you can, it just, like I said, it just opens up a whole other roster spot to use on something else or somebody else who can impact your team in another way. You don't have to carry a guy who's like, okay, this guy's job is to play first base against a lefty. You know, like that. So that's a pretty lame spot on a team. Like that's probably the worst possible position player you could be, is a right-handed hitting platoon guy who plays first. So if you can do that and catch, I think that's valuable.
So then let me ask you this then, Jim, because again, like you're talking about Flores, and he's on the cusp, but he's also still a prospect. There's a lot of uncertainty with him, and there's a lot to be desired with him. And again, like those contact rates aren't good for him also in the minor leagues. So I'm not sure if he's going to develop to be the guy that the Pirates are really hoping for in this Bednar trade, but we'll give him every opportunity to. With that said, again, you have Henry Davis. Endy will return, next year or whatever. Going back to this whole Joey Bart thing, he's going to be in arbitration for the first time next year. Like, even with him learning first base, like, do you anticipate Joey Bart having a spot on this team next year? Like, are you saying offer art to Joey Bart, keep him here? Or are you just saying, like, you know what, Flores, we traded for you. Let you be the guy.
Do you want my answer or Tyler's?
Well, I was asking you because of what you said, but I'll love to hear both of those.
Yeah, I mean, Joey Bart, if he can play first base and be that guy, like Joey Bart has been very underwhelming this year. But last year, he destroyed left-handed pitching. This year, 333, 441, 491 slugging against left-handed pitching. He is a 165 weighted runs created plus against left-handed pitching this year. So if you can get more value out of Joey Bart by being like, okay, you play first base every time we face a left-handed pitcher and you're our backup catcher. Yeah. I mean, because what's Joey Bart going to get in arbitration? He's probably due for about $3 million. So let's call it $3 million. For someone, the one thing this team could use is like a lefty masher. They don't have anyone who really does that, and it's an easy thing to typically get. But if you can have that happen where he is like your left-handed pitching platoon option at first and your backup catcher, I don't see why you don't bring Joey Bart back next year, because what else are you going to do? You can't rely on Endy Rodríguez.
Both.
Both, yeah. You can't rely on Endy Rodríguez to provide you anything at this point. He can't even stay healthy. Like, the dude can't literally play baseball right now. He's missed basically 3 years in a row now. You can't count on Endy Rodríguez for anything. Henry Davis, you really need him to pick it up and develop into something. And you just hope that he just falls under that whole, hey, catchers just take a while to develop. It's just always, that's the case. Rafael Flores, who they just traded for, he's in AAA. He's 24 years old. He's going to be 25 next year. Like, he's no young guy either. It's taken him a while to develop into who he is. So I think right now, like, as much as Joey Bart has been underwhelming this year, he's still been like the steadiest guy there for you. So unless you want to go out there and get a catcher, yeah, bring Joey Bart back. And if he can play first base and be that platoon option alongside Horwitz, then that just adds more roster flexibility for you.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Jim just said. But also the other part of it, the concussions are starting to add up a little bit here. And we're still talking about a guy that's close to a league average hitter this year. If he can get back on somewhat of the track he was on last year, I mean, throughout the last 2 years, it's almost a full year worth of playing time. And he's an above average hitter pretty much. That's not something the Pirates can just shoo away. They don't have enough good hitters. So if you can get somewhat of a good hitter out of Joey Bart here, keep him healthy by playing him at first base in a spot that is a weakness right now on that side of the platoon, it makes too much sense. Like, also, he's not a good defensive catcher. So if the bat plays, get him on the field somewhere. Bat's got to play though. The bat has to play better.
I'm just really torn on Joey Bart right now for his future. Like I don't have, not yet. I'm not ready to decisively say he's here or not next year, but that's just what I'm like worried on. You know, he's going to be an ARB eligible next year. He's not a good defensive catcher, and it's just like the other catchers aren't. Henry Davis is a good defensive catcher now. That's the only good you have in any other catcher in this system to this point that we know of, right? Because you can't count on Endy. Flores still, who knows, right? So, like, that's his saving grace, is there's just such a hole at catcher that even for how bad he is at catching, still having some value as the backup catcher because the bat is just not pathetic enough. Yeah, it's about league. Again, like, honestly, like, as a catcher, the bat's fine. The bat's fine. It's just the defense is so bad that you got to find a way to get him off. And again, like, if it's at first base, like, I'm just not so sure. What's that?
Nothing. Continue.
But like at first base, like he has a 111 weighted runs created plus his career versus lefties, 88 versus righties. I mean, it's good. I'm just afraid, like last year, because we're keep talking, focusing on back last year, what last year was. And truth be told, last year is really it's the anomaly of his career. I just don't know. I mean, I get putting him at first base. I just feel like that's also like a year too late. Like you should have been doing that this year. I don't know why that hasn't been done. We talked about that all off. Okay, now I know what I said. Maybe his bat will be better. Maybe it'll start to play. But yeah, I'm just kind of in between on Joey Bart. I'm not so sure on his future right now with his club.
I think I'm just with Tyler there, where like, especially how he hits lefties, and he's got a 95 weighted runs created plus. As disappointing as he's been, I think because we were relying on him for power. That's why like this season's so disappointing. But like he's got a 354 on base percentage, so like even with the power not being there, like he's still been pretty productive offensively at the plate. And again, if you look at him against lefties, he's crushing the ball against lefties. So bring him back. It's going to be about $3 million. And like Tyler, you said, like over the last year, I mean, he's 150 games played now. He's like a 2-WAR player. If you can get two wins over 150 games out of a guy who's making $3 million, like that's positive value. You can't just like, I don't think you can just throw that away. So I like the idea of teaching him first base.
Yeah, and that value is coming from the bat. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, he still gets like that, just like that ghost catching value, regardless, just for sitting back there.
Thank you.
You get 1 WAR just for putting on the jersey.
About time. It's about time you acknowledge it.
Hey, when I'm trying to fit a narrative, I'll acknowledge anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to find a way to get them off.
Sometimes you do. I mean,
let's
have they
bring in
tried?
Reese McGuire.
That's when they knew how to develop catchers.
Reese McGuire could help big time.
He could. See? And we're going to end the show.
Oh. I think now's a good time to end it.
Yeah, before we say anything else.
You think right now, it'll be a nice little happy ending right here? Okay. Let's do that then.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate you all for watching. If you stayed. But yeah. Shout out to Colin. We appreciate that as well. Go check out his work so you can read it in correct context, not through Jim's trash that he sent you. But go ahead and subscribe to the video as well. We'll be back tomorrow for a post-game show. The Cubs, the Pirates. Oh, how fun that'll be. All right.
Day game tomorrow, too. Friday day game,
which
means Ryan's lock of the day should be out early. So find out what
that is. Set your alarms.
So you can go on FanDuel and bet the complete opposite.
That's right.
Plenty of time to fade.
Yep.
All the time to fade. All right, guys. We love you all. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.